everybody, it's me, Jaquel Morris, and this is my YouTube channel, and this will be Yap Session 2, like version 3, because I don't know what's going on with episode 2, but it's like my third video of session 2. This is my series on the YouTube channel called Yapping with a Purpose. I'll be discussing just everyday life as a young adult, and I have more details in my intro video about like who I am and why I started this. And so today for session 2, I'll be talking about, you know what, hold on, let me come back. Okay. Alright, y'all, I'm back. I had to get my my talking cards. I got these talking cards that say yapping with a purpose. Okay, now I can't talk today. Now let me get session 2 and have to record for the 4th time. But I got these talking cards. First of all, I designed it on Canva. Love me some Canva. Love designing me a little one too. And I've always wanted some talking cards, but just cause, you know, I love it. It's a good prop, good aesthetic. I actually do have something written on here, and so today I will be discussing some of my college experiences and things like that. But first, let me see if I like a little vibe. Like, wait. Okay, green. Do I like green? Blue. Purple. What is that? Purple again. Yellow. Orange. Let's try red. Pink. Red. Okay, I like that purple. Yeah, I like that. I mean, you really can't tell, but I'm happy to get that for y'all. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I want to talk about my college experience. And so, actually this week, I got the news that I got accepted into grad school. I'll be going back to get my master's in business administration and the focus of accounting, because I want to get my CPA license and start a CPA firm. But that's a long-term goal, and I'm still trying to figure everything else out in between time. So I do not have it all together, but I am excited to start grad school and get the show on the road. So I'll talk about where I went. So I went to college at UNT, which is the University of North Texas in Denton. I graduated high school in 2019, 6 years ago. Time is moving so fast. I feel like I'm an adult, but I feel like I'm just a baby. Because what even is life? Everybody, and when I was a kid, everybody's like, stay a kid as long as you can, stay a kid as long as you can. And baby, I wish I would have listened, but no, I wanted to be grown so bad. I wanted to have a car. I wanted to be able to do what I wanted to do. I didn't want nobody telling me how to do anything. I didn't want nobody telling me to wash the dishes. I didn't want nobody telling me to do nothing. But now, I be having fatigue by making decisions. It's so hard trying to figure out what I'm gonna eat today. And that don't make no sense right there. You're so tired from making all these big life decisions and going to work and all that you don't want to figure out what you gotta eat today. Like something so simple. It's just so hard. But it really shouldn't be. But anyways, like I said, I went to college in 2019 over there in Denton. I chose this school because first of all, I looked up online the best school for accounting in Texas, and UNT said it had the #1 program. And you know, it's a pretty good program. And the master's course, the accounting program there had the master's course set up for like fast track for the CPA route. And so you would usually, like, a master's degree would take 2 years, but with the fast track route, it could only take 5, you know, if you wasn't in there playing games, you know. But anywho, it was a great program. I did not go to master's school right. I did not go to grad school right away. Golly. So I'm coming back around to it. But it was my initial. Y'all, forgive me. I got this stuff through my braces in. It's like Invisalign, but it's called Motto. But it is messing up my speech real bad. Real bad. And a little public speaking anxiety. See what I mean? Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. We'll cut it out. Who is we? Me. Anyways, I am going back to school. I don't know why. I need to do something. But anywho, I chose accounting because I used to watch CSI, Criminal Minds, NCIS, Forensic Files, really all the crime shows. Like, I would watch those all the time. Honestly, I was watching them to the point that I became paranoid and suspicious of everybody. And so, I mean, now you can't look at me too hard without me, you know, making sure I got me something that can protect me. Cause I'm watching left, right, front, and behind. You know, can't go out too late. Make sure every door locked. You know, we getting off track. By we, I mean me. Anyway, I chose accounting because I thought I wanted to be a forensic scientist, but you know, I started thinking that, you know, that's kind of dangerous, especially the people that like had to testify and stuff. And being a forensic scientist, you're involved with criminal cases, and I was like, nah, that ain't the move. And plus there was like blood and like other bodily fluids. I was like, no, that's gross. Now there are different areas and different things that people do, but ultimately I'm like, nah, I can't do that. But there was this one episode there was a forensic accountant on there, and like following the money led to the solving of the case. And I was like, okay, let me look into accounting to see what they got going on. And so I was looking into accounting, seeing how many years I had to be in school, what did I need to do to be a forensic accountant. And so I ended up settling on that because math is you know, comes easy to me. I was in like this business management class. I took a hospitality class. So, I mean, things started like, you know, that's your path. Go down that path. And so, initially, I did want to do like the accounting / real estate when I got there. But they were like, you're going to have to be in school a little longer. And then I wasn't going to be able to be on track for the CPA route. And so I was like, you know what? I'm not really that passionate about real estate. Let me take that off. But I did take some real estate classes, real estate, property law. Yeah, so that was good things to take. So I mean, I'm still interested in real estate, but I wouldn't finna take it simultaneously with my accounting classes, you know? You know, I can go. That's my thing. I can go back. If I change my mind, I can go back. I can go back to school. I can get a new degree. I can get a new certification. I don't have to just do one thing. And if one thing don't work out, you know, go and try another one. But I do also want to be like an expert at something at some point, you know. I can't just keep trying new things and one thing don't work out. But also, just because one thing don't work out don't mean I can't try new things. Get into that. Get into that. Just because one thing don't work out don't mean it ain't something out there for you. And what's out there might have been your purpose. That might be what you should have been doing in the first place. But maybe not. Maybe you have to do that one thing before you could get to that thing. That's how I go sometimes. That's how I go sometimes. But anyway, accounting, when I was in school, there was like, do you want to go audit? Do you want to go tax? I'm like, baby, I don't know. I've never done tax. I ain't never done audit. How am I supposed to know? And I was in this organization called NABA, this is the National Association of Black Accountants. And so they would have different firms come and talk to us and like tell us their experience, the hiring process, how to be successful in the career, you know, what it takes to get hired after college, okay? Because that's what we're going there for. We trying to get paid. Ain't no confusion about that. But you wanna know, you wanna like where you work as well, okay? Cause let me tell you about that. No, yeah, that's another topic for another day. But you definitely want to like where you work. You want to like what you're doing. Now, I'm not gonna ever say that if you like what you do, work is not gonna feel like work, because somebody made that up. I mean, I don't mean unless you like a, I don't know, but like work is work. But if you enjoy it, it can be less stressful. You know, it can feel more worth it. I would say that. But anyway, there's like public accounting, which is the tax and audit. And then there's like forensic accounting, which is like you need to have like some years of experience to be able to, because you need to know what you're looking at and, you know, put X, Y, and Z together. Okay? And there's like general accounting, which is like the debits and credits. I don't want to get too specific because everybody don't know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about accounting, okay? But debits and credits, trial balances, journal entries. You know, you give me a receipt. I give you an invoice. You pay. I take your money. I give you a receipt. I take. And during this process, there's like journal entries that need to be made in a book somewhere, and at the end of the year it needs to all balance out, and there's processes and all that throughout to make sure everything is where it needs to be and you're keeping accurate financial records. Okay, that's general accounting and bookkeeping, I would say, in my high level explanation. But so I did an audit internship and I did a tax internship. Now I was trying to see which one I liked the most, and I did like audit better because it was like, now don't get me wrong, tax was challenging as well, but like audit, it was like testing the financial procedures of other companies and making sure certain things were done in according to the accounting practices that it should be done, and, you know, making sure checks and balances making sure processes were processing, making sure stuff was accurately being caught, stuff like that. And taxes, like, you know, y'all have done y'all taxes before. You take your W-2, fill out that information, put it in a tax program. If you got some other information you want to put in there, some dividends, some interest, student loans, and doctorals, take that, put it in the tax program, make sure everything is, accurate. Try to get you a refund if that's what you do, or see what your tax payment gonna be. That's something I like doing. Work was work. I wasn't really passionate about it, not at all. But anyways, I had got a full-time position to my firm that I had did my audit internship at. But senior year, I was working full-time and doing school full-time. And so I lived in Denton, and I took summer classes, and I had a class in Frisco, and I had 2 online classes. And then I worked in downtown Dallas. And so in the morning, I had my morning class. It was an hour from Denton, so I would drive an hour to Frisco to my class, and then I would drive like 45 minutes to the office to go to work. And then I would have to be at work like 8 hours, 7-8 hours, and then get off work and then drive an hour home. So doing that every day, that's no. I was like, once I would get home, all I could do was eat, shower, and lay down. And sometimes I didn't even eat. I would just shower and get in the bed. And so that was awful. And like, I didn't have time. And like, when am I gonna have time for life? That got old quick. And then after doing that the whole summer, and then it lessened once I got back into the regular semester, because we come back to fall semester, because I didn't have to travel an hour to Frisco, and I didn't have to travel to the office because I was working full time. But they understood that I was in school and stuff, so I was remote at the time. So, but it was still working full time and doing school full time, and so that took a toll on me. But I was making money, and so I needed that money. Once you start making money, you're like, I love the money. Like, not like in a bad way, but like, I can pay some bills. I can go out to eat. I can buy me a new outfit. I can go take me a trip. Money can afford you some things, okay? And I wasn't trying to give it up. And so this senior year, I'm exhausted. I'm like, I already got a job. That's what I was supposed to be here for. I was like, I don't want to go to grad school because I'm just getting more responsibilities, and and have to do school as well. So I was like, I don't like that idea. And so actually I did try to sign up for grad school. I'm not gonna lie, I did, and that was my last straw. That was, that's your last straw when it wasn't nothing compared to any other reason. I went to apply to grad school, and I got my letters to ask people to give me letters of recommendations. I got letters of recommendations from people. So I'm ready to fill out my application. So I go to fill out the application. They tell me I got to go to Apply Texas. I go to Apply Texas. They tell me they can't find my profile and put my previous school, which was the school I was currently at, so I can apply to grad school. And so it was like, if you haven't used your account since some year, and I hadn't been on there since 2019, okay? And so they said I needed to make a new account. And once I made the new account, they still weren't pulling up my current school. And so, to me, that was the last straw. So, I just bust out crying. I'm like, okay, you know what? This is my sign that I don't need to go. So, I called my mama. At this point, I'm fed up. Like, Mama, I'm gonna quit. Like, I'm gonna quit school. She's like, you're not gonna quit school? I was like, yes, I am. I'm sick of this. Because at that point, that's where I was at with it. So I'm calling her, I'm crying. She's talking about, it's okay, but you're not gonna quit school. I was like, well, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I just made the decision to like not go to grad school. I met with the advisor. I was like, yeah, I need to change my degree plan because grad school is not for me right now. And so I thought I was going to graduate that semester because like I had enough credits, but I had to take, since my degree plan changed, I had to change to like the regular 4-year classes catalog. So I had to take one more elective in the capstone class. And, well, I just had to take the capstone class and I needed to take some electives so I could keep my scholarship that I had. Okay. Let's talk about that scholarship, but I'm gonna come back to that. But yeah, I had switched my degree plan and I had ended up graduating that May 2023 was my graduation. I ended up graduating with my homegirls, period. But since I had changed my degree and was no longer pursuing the CPA license, then I was no longer eligible for that full-time position that I had got for audit. And so you know, the bills kept billing. I had a car note, I had rent, you know, had car insurance, groceries, whatever other subscriptions I might have had. You know, the bills kept coming. So I was like, okay, I need to find me a position somewhere soon. Okay. But I ended up, okay, let me talk about that scholarship, then I'll tell y'all what had happened next. I had applied for this scholarship, and it was to write an essay, you know, fill out the application and write an essay. And you know, I don't want to be filling out no, I don't want to be writing no essay for no scholarship, but that's what everybody else is thinking. So I wrote my essay, filled it out. A couple months later, they told me I won the scholarship. I had forgot all about it, and they had just called me, no warning or nothing, so I was like, what scholarship, you know? But y'all, it was $50,000 for the year, so it was like $25,000 for one semester, and then $25,000 for another semester. And so I had already had full financial aid, so I already wasn't paying, but it just felt good to win that scholarship. Like, it was such a blessing. And my tax refunds was hitting, but you know, I did not handle that well. And if I could go back, you know, I'd be able to buy a house right now if I knew what I knew now. Okay, but I didn't. But I messed up so much money. It ain't even funny. It ain't funny at all. But anywho, so after that, I was looking for a position, and the reason I had got the position because I had networked at these scholarship events, and so I ended up working at a company and doing tax consulting, and did that for it would have been 2 years coming up, but I no longer work there. That's another story for another video. That is. And so you know, that summer was a summer, I tell you, you know, out and celebrating, taking a trip here and there, spending some money, you know, even though I ain't got no job. But you know, I got through. I ended up having to come home, which it's all God's plan. And so 2 years later, I applied for grad school, finna get back into school, and now I feel like I'm on. I felt like I was in the right place and where I was supposed to be, just in the due time. I've been praying and praying and praying to God to reveal what my purpose is, what I'm supposed to do next, and I feel like I have more clarity on what that is without thinking too far ahead. Because thinking too far ahead, it causes me anxiety, and I feel like I need to have everything figured out, like 1, 2, 3. But I just take my hands off of it and do the next best thing. Next best thing. That's what I said. Anyway, doing the next best thing at the moment. So right now, I feel like it is me going back to grad school, getting that master's degree, getting my CPA license, and figuring out how to open up my own firm. And so in the meantime, I do have a photography business. It's mostly a hobby for me, but I haven't been doing the hobby side of it as much as I would like taking pictures of like different foods, different locations, scenery, buildings, water, animals, all those kind of things. The hobby part of it, and like taking pictures of people doing events, sports, yeah, stuff like that is like the business side of it. Okay. But I just still enjoy it because these pictures they coming out fire, and I just keep getting better and better and better. Like these pictures I got that I need to be editing. I got a couple pictures I need to edit before I finish the gallery and send it over to my clients today. And these pictures is fire. They are the best thus far. I'm telling you, but y'all can't see them. Not on this video. Plus, I gotta send it to them, see if they like them. Let it marinate for a little while. See if I can, after they post them and they enjoy them first, and then I can share the pictures, which I will be posting on my Instagram and Facebook, because those, and my website, and my photography business is called She Shoots, She Scores Photography. And I named it that because I started out taking pictures of, well, firstly, I got the camera to take pictures of me on graduation. And you might be asking, how would I take pictures of myself on graduation? Right. I had my nephew up in the crowd taking the pictures of me and my friends. I had the big long lens so he can catch us, and I told him to just, I taught him how to, hold it down, make sure it focus on us, try to get us in action. Okay, and so he did the best he could. Thankful for him, got us those pictures, and he also took my senior pictures for me too, of course under my direction. Okay, because I couldn't do that myself, but that's the reason I have bought the camera in the first place. And then so after that, I got a camera. I've always liked taking pictures. I feel like I'm getting off track, and I tried to make this video short, but you know what, we're gonna go with it. We're gonna go with it. I'll talk about photography in another video, because it can go on and on and on. But anyway, so I named it She Shoots, She Scores Photography because I was taking photos of my nephew in the basketball team. He plays football. I was taking pictures of track. I tried to do softball, but why do they have that fence and net right there? Okay, I'm gonna come back to that next year. I'll have more opportunities for that. I want to do tennis. I want to do golf. I want to do all the sports. Volleyball. I did take some volleyball pictures. So my main focus was sports at the time, but then I branched to events, and like I got a studio, at home studio, and I do it outside. Whatever. Call me and we can meet up and I can take your pictures. Okay. But anyway, y'all, I put talking points on this talking card. I did not hit most of them, but I talked quite a bit. and I feel like this is more authentic and accomplishes what I needed to accomplish. So y'all, tell me about y'all's college experience, your post-college experience, or if you didn't go to college, you know, that experience. And if you enjoyed this video, come back for session 3. I'm going to be trying out different things, doing different things while I talk, trying out different editing styles, different lighting. I'm just trying to figure out the vibe I want this to go, so I'm gonna just be testing things out. So y'all just be patient with me and comment below any suggestions, any topics I should talk about, and you know, just engage with me. And thank you for watching. See you next time.